Good morning. Actually, I have to admit, it is now afternoon for me. I have recorded this video once already at the crack of dawn this morning. But unfortunately, I was about to dive into some yarn. I was going to get my Swift out and get my ball winder out and cake it up. And I was like, no, let me do a little bit of video work first. And I was going to, usually I try to go back through my videos and make any notes that, I haven't written down while I'm doing the video. And I'm glad I did this because I looked at the video that I recorded this morning, and the storm and the fact that it was so early in the morning, that video was so grainy. So I showed it to my son and I said, is there anything we can do in editing to sharpen and clarify this video? And he's like, I can do some, but it's still going to be soft and fuzzy to a degree. And I was like, no, never mind. I'm not putting that kind of video out. That's not, nope, not happening. So I'm now re-recording, and there's probably a lot that I'm going to forget, and there's probably more that I'm going to put in that who knows. Um, these videos are not rehearsed in any kind of way. I generally know what I'm going to say and go from there. But I didn't even introduce myself for this one. My name is Lynn. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're not, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about more yarn that I got. I know. If you've seen the last few videos, not the tutorials, but the last few videos that I've put out, it's yarn, and more, more yarn. And I don't see it slowing down a whole lot. I was for quite a while not buying a whole lot of new yarn, only because I was wanting to make sure that I was using about the equivalent of what I was bringing in, just so that my stash doesn't get out of control. And to me, everybody's stash is a personal thing. That's, my stash is a perfect size for me. I don't want to get it too big to where I won't be able to use the yarn. Now, the stuff that I normally donate to the seniors program at my local center that I basically started donating when I started crocheting and knitting. I haven't done that a whole lot this year, and I might have 2 things ready, which that's not really acceptable for me. I haven't done it in the last 3 years, honestly, because with me being working the way I was and stressed, and yeah, it wasn't, there's no excuse, but I just wasn't happening. So there's a lot that I can do on the acrylic side for the senior program. And then there's all the stuff that I want to put on a website when and if I ever actually get the website up and running, which I need to get off my butt and get done, right? So I don't know if this is going to be a typical Monday or Thursday video, or if I'm going to throw this in as just like a little bonus video. I don't know where I'm going to put this in at yet. I'll figure it out. You'll see it, and hopefully you'll like what I have. Now, the first thing I'll show you is the Joann's. I told y'all I had that reward that I needed to use before it expired on that Saturday, and I did that. Now, some of it, yes, you've seen plenty of times before. It is my cone yarn that I use a lot for making some, the kitchenwares and all that fun stuff, and my market bags and my bandanas. Yeah, my kitchen towels, my hot pads, and all that fun stuff. But I went ahead and got me another another Ahoy, which we've already established. This puppy is my most favorite color. Well, of the multicolored cone ombres. The purple haze ombre, when it's the vibrant lots, that is a contender for this one. And then I needed some more chocolate ombre to make some more market bags. But, and I said this in the video that you'll never see that came out too grainy, but this one I'm a little disappointed in. I'll still do it and it'll still make great market bags. But the browns are a lot more muted in this. And I'm used to that with Lily Sugar and Cream. Their dye lots are not consistent. You'll get some super vibrant ones, and then it looks like they just didn't add any dye to the water, and they did another batch. So you get a lot more muted and dulled out colors. And like I said, that's fine. I'll make do. Uh, I like them to be more vibrant. I mean, they definitely had full color saturation on this one. And that's the one that matters the most. This one, I like the colorway. It's not super duper important that it's rich, super brown. Sorry, that stuff's getting in my nose. All right. And I have to get my receipts out. I think I can remember pretty much. No, I might not have to. I normally file my receipts, but because I thought this video was done. Anyway, so when I went in, all right, I had that reward I needed to use. So let's talk about that first before we get into this yarn. I ordered this one online as a pickup because they only had one, and I was scared that they wouldn't have it. If I didn't go ahead and get it, I was scared that they would run out before I could get over there. So I went ahead and did this as a online pickup, and they were on sale for $11.99. So I went ahead and I got that one. Well, I didn't use my $5 mission reward for that. I saved it so that when I went in person that I would be able to use it there. Well, the thing with that wasn't fuzz. I think that was hair. Ugh. So when you go to pick up an online order, as soon as they scan it, their printout, it triggers I think it is hair. It triggers a email to be sent to you so that you get a $5 off 10 coupon, right? So, you know me. On sale, clearance, coupons, that's how I roll. So, these two they were 11.9. Oop. Ah, I dropped it. Sorry about that. They were 11.99 on sale, and then actually on these I had to remember. It's been a few hours since I made the first video recording, so I'm trying to remember without having to pull out my receipts. I had a 20 or 25% off coupon that I used on these, which took it down to $9.59 a piece. So I'll take that any day and all day for a cone yarn. And I don't mind a bit. I don't pay $15.99 for those puppies. Nope, not going to happen. So they also had another sale going on their cotton yarn balls. on the 4-ounce balls for the solid colors and the 3.5-ounce balls of the ombre colors. And my daughter-in-law spotted these first. I saw them, but the ones in the very front of the little baskets wasn't very bright, so it really didn't get my attention as much as it got hers. But I like a lot brighter, crazier colors than she does. But when she pulled it out, when she pulled a couple balls out, I seen these sitting back there, and I was like, ooh, now that might be a contender to try. These are called Coral Sea Ombres. And we got to talking. She loves my spring fling bag that I made because I was carrying it because that's my current purse of the moment. And she said, I would really like to make a bag like yours, but I don't want that crazy bright. This is one of the colors. One of the panels is this. The other is the rainforest green. And there was a mango color in that one, and because it's 4 panels, and then my beach glass. So it's a very bright purse. It's very me. So on this one, she was trying to think of some colors that she could use that weren't my vibrant bright colors, but would be good for this colorway. And I have quite a few colors that she could choose from in my stash, but they're reflective of my taste. Um, and I don't know that I have any solids that would match this 4, because she would have to have 4. I told her a gray would work, a very, very light gray would work. Um, and I thought I had, this is kind of like a sagey blue. I know sage is green, but this is kind of along that color green, but with the blue tint to it. And, if you try to match this peachy coral, you're going to get a brighter color. I do have one that might match, but it might be too vibrant for her. Anyway, so when I seen this, I thought, I don't know about making a purse with this, but this would be a pretty market bag, I think. Or I could try to make a bandana and see, you know. Anyway, the possibilities are endless. But these cotton yarns were buy 2 get 1 free. Okay. So I finally tried. I've been looking at this color right here. This is Moon Dance. I mean, hello, it's blues and purples. That's my colors. So I'm going to jump on that. But I've been looking at them and looking at them, and I didn't know what I would want to make with them. So I just grabbed a ball. So these are $4.49 regular price a piece, correct? So $4.50. You're looking at $5. So it's $10, and then I get a free one. So that took it down to like $3 and something. Well, remember I had the $5 off 10 from picking that chocolate ombre up. So it took these down to $5 for 3. And I ended up paying $1.35 for one, $1.33 for the other 2, I believe. You cannot beat that. For 3.5 ounces of Lily sugar and cream, you can't beat that with a stick. So I got those. Now, I've seen this next cotton. I've seen a little bit of it, but the way they had the cotton mod, the where they reset the mods, they did a complete reset of it, and they had the Lily sugar and cream, and then they had this big twist favorite cotton right beside it. And if you didn't look at the label, you could almost think they were just one rack of Lily sugar and cream. But I found this because she pointed this out to me. She's like, "Oh, Miss Lynn, this looks like something you would like." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's not. It's big twist favorite cotton. Now, yes, I do use Big Twist cotton, but I use them in the little 55-gram balls, and they don't have this colorway. But I'm wondering if Big Twist Joann's, because Big Twist is Joann's brand, I wonder if they're doing out with the smaller 55-gram balls and going with these bigger 3.5 ounce or 100-gram balls. Um, and that's why I got all that yarn on clearance with, like my water lily and sea glass ones and my speckles and my multi Americas. I wonder if they're transitioning out of the smaller balls and going with the bigger favorite cotton. This is this has got blues and purples, so I was there for that. But this is a lot more muted and toned down than the Moon Dance from the Lily Sugar and Cream. So I'm like, okay. This has 158 yards, and this one only has 143 yards. So 3.5 ounces to 3 ounces. So you get about 45 more feet, 15 more yards with the Big Twist. Now, this is more comparable, I think, in your size than the smaller Big Twist, because that has a lot more drape. But I think this is more comparable to the Lily Sugar and Cream as far as the thickness. I won't know till I work it up, and I'm excited to try it. I got 2 of these that are called Magical Mermaids. All right. And these were $4.49 a piece as well. So I got 2 of these, and then I chose this pink one, which would really go cute with that, as my freebie. Now, these came out $1.40 something a ball. I used a $5 off 5 coupon. That was my reward coupon for these. And I really enjoy that. I'm excited to give these a shot because I could use this for bandanas, just a solid pink, pretty petal pink. I have some Lily Sugar and Cream strawberry ombre that I could probably use this with. I think Peaches and Cream has a pink like this. I haven't looked at the Peaches and Cream in Walmart. I need to go check them out because I don't know if I never buy these Lily Sugar and Creams at full price anyway. So I don't think Walmart can beat Lily Sugar and Cream and Peaches and Cream are the same basic yarns. Walmart carries Peaches and Cream and everybody else carries Lily Sugar and Cream. But I don't know that the Peaches and Cream can compete price wise with the way I can get the discounts at Joann's. So we'll see. You can't get sale prices at Walmart like that unless you find something on clearance. And that's not very often with yarn. Another podcaster I watched said that he found the Red Heart Granny Square, the Super Saver Granny Square yarn at his Walmart, clearanced out. Mine's not clearancing it out. I don't even think mine has it. That was not a yarn I looked for. And when I seen his podcast or his video, I searched my local Walmart and it says not in stock. So I don't even know if mine ever carried it. So I don't know. But anyway, did I say how much these were? I done lost my train of thought. I think I did. If not, they were. I think they were like $1.45, $1.44, $1.45 for each ball of these. Still, awesome price, and I'm excited to give it a shot. Now, an update before we get on to the real pretty yarn. No, I can't say that. This is real pretty yarn. All of this that I have shown you is gorgeous pretty yarn. Now, my Battenberg blanket. I went on Hobie looking for my neutral color, and they didn't have it in stock, unfortunately. And I checked back and forth for a few days, and they still didn't have it in stock. So I clicked the notify me to where they'll email me when it comes back in stock. Well, I already know I'm a control freak to a certain extent. I don't trust it. Yes, I do check my emails in the mornings, and then I go to Hobie's website and check to see just a second to cover my bases, right? Because, something could have happened since they emailed me that, and I checked on the website. Because Denmark, it can be 11 o'clock in the morning here and 5 or 6 o'clock there in the evening. So by the time I check my email, it's probably been from the night before, midnight around my time, but the night before. So by the time I check my email in the morning around 7:30, 8 o'clock, it's 2 or 3 in the afternoon there. So there's a lot of time that had passed and the next day for them. So I'm going to check again. Now, I think I said that right. It's pretty close. Oh goodness. I didn't realize I still had my chewing gum in my mouth. I do apologize for that. And maybe another koozie. This one for my bottles to have the bottom on it so that I can sit it on my little table and not worry about water rings. Anyway, they haven't gotten that in yet, and I don't know how long my blanket's going to be put on hold. I do have these two little bitty 50-gram balls, but I don't want to start because I might have to alternate since they're going to be different dye lots. I might have to alternate how I place these in conjunction with the ones that I finally do get in the mail. And I'm getting a little impatient. I know it's not one of my strong suits. Patience when it comes to my sons or my grandsons, I have in abundance, 9 times out of 10. When it comes to other aspects of my life, not so much. Especially when I'm wanting to get finished with a project because that's my blanket. That's the one I'm making for me. And I'm so excited. I'm ready to get it done and I'm ready to use it. And I'm frustrated because I can't. Okay. So the other yarn, and this is the reason why I woke up I wake up at the crack of dawn anyway, but this is the reason I was filming 15 minutes after I got out of bed this morning. Because this lovely little yarn right here that I got from a local yarn store, and I do mean local in the sense that I use that loosely. Aiken doesn't have a local yarn shop anymore. We had one. It was called Barbara Sue or Barbara Bodie or Barbara Sue Brody. I can't remember. She closed down about 5 or 6 years ago. I had went in her store once or twice. And yes, I started knitting before I started crocheting, but maybe and it could have been that she had an off day that day. I don't know. I didn't feel very welcome in that store, so I never went back. Um, and it was probably so far out of my budget anyway because I still use a lot of value yarn. That's primarily what I use. I have trickled into a little bit of more expensive yarns, especially with my sock yarns. Like a 100-gram ball of the Regia is like $11 or so for a little 100-gram ball. But it makes fantastic socks that have the longest lasting power. I have been making socks for quite a minute, and I'm still using some of my first socks, not even wearing out, you know. That's so it definitely has staying power. But after purchasing this yarn at this shop, I would not have spent what I did here back then at that local Aiken shop. Now, I have been following we're talking about local yarn shops, so I'm not going off a tangent, but there's a little bitty mobile yarn shop that I have recently been clued into. I've not went to where they're located or some of the places that they have knit nights or anything at over in Augusta, Georgia, because I've been so focused on things here at home that I haven't been over there yet. And it's only been a couple weeks since I got clued into them because I found this place about a month ago. And then a couple weeks ago, I found the other little mobile truck thing. It's not really a truck. It almost looks like a golf cart, but not. It's hard. I tell you what, search sheep to stitches. Sheep, the number 2 and stitches. And you'll see it. She's got a Instagram. She's got a Facebook. I don't know if she has anything on YouTube yet. I haven't looked. But anyway, I seen one of her posts this morning and I got excited because it says that she's taking her thing a little differently, and because a friend of hers or someone she knows or some collaboration, I'm not really 100% sure. I can't remember the terminology. I seen it right before I filmed early this morning, so it's a little hazy. I have to look back at it. But she said that downtown Augusta is getting a yarn shop, hopefully within the next month. So that got me excited because I go to Columbia once a month, at minimum once a month, with my husband for his pain doctor visits. So when I seen copious fibers, I said, I want to go. I want to check out, see what they have. And it's so funny because when we were going there, it's like right down the road from Midlands Orthopedics is where I had surgery on my broken foot last year. No. Oh, wow. It's been 2 years since I had. Hold on. No. Yes. Yes. It was March of 22 is when I had surgery on that broken foot that I broke in September of 21. But, the mask mandates were still in place. And because I have panic attacks when anything gets near my face, I couldn't wear masks. So I didn't get anybody to actually look at my broken foot from September until February. And then I had contacted Midlands Orthopedics about seeing about my foot. And they did end up having to do surgery. So anyway, long story short, we were going down, I want to say Lake Murray Boulevard. Yeah, because that's where Midlands Orthopedics is. So we were going down it. I was like, oh, here's Midlands Orthopedics. Wait a minute. I think we've been to this yarn shop before. And my husband's like, no, we've never been to a yarn shop up here other than Joann's. And come to think of it, I had a very strong feeling that I had been to this shop before. because as I went to take a left at the next light to turn toward the yarn shop, I said, Mike, we have been here before, because I think they were closed. And it makes sense because back in 22, early 22, there was still a lot of COVID scare and a lot of businesses wasn't open to going into a lot of, especially somewhere like that. Because I told him, I said, when we take a right off of this road right here, we're going to go into like this little bitty shopping area, and it'll be toward the back on the right hand side. And sure enough, that's where it was. So we had been there before. After one of my doctor visits, after my surgery, we had went there and they were closed. And I don't know that I would have been able to go in anyway had they been open because of the mask mandates. But I was willing to give it a shot to see. I had been turned down and banned from, not banned, but prohibited from going in so many shopping situations because I couldn't wear the mask. So COVID was very hard for me as far as, just not being able to go places that most could when businesses opened up. But I was able to go in yesterday when I took my husband for his monthly visit. And I took a picture and I'll put it here. I haven't looked at the picture yet. I took two pictures. I took one with me with the sign in the background, and then I took one just facing the building of the picture of the sign, the storefront, because I don't know what I look like. I'm very pale. My eyelashes and my eyebrows you don't see unless I put some kind of makeup on them. So I don't know what that picture looks like. So you might end up seeing just the storefront, and if so, I'm sorry. But now this yarn here. All right, I just got finished showing you all those beautiful colors from Joann's, and how cheap that I was able to get them. And y'all know my love of finding deals, right? I have been talking so much that my throat's starting to get dry. My husband asked me, you came all the way out here for one hank of yarn?" Yep, I did. But when I went in, I'll tell you more about that in a second. Actually, I'll go ahead and tell you now before I forget. This lovely, beautiful hank of yarn. I don't know if you can, this is the brand. I'm not going to try to say that brand because I would probably butcher it. This puppy was $28.50, $30.50 after tax. And I don't regret it, and I would spend it again. But that's why I only got one hank. I wanted to try it too. This is not a brand I'm used to. It is heavenly soft. I mean, this is a 75. This is a fingering weight 75 superwash merino, and 25 polyamide nylon, however you want to say it. It's polyamide on the label, but it's like a nylon. It gives it the stretch. Now, sorry, I thought I smelled I thought I smelled something, and it wasn't this. It's it's the roast that I put in my crock pot right after I finished filming this morning, because today is the type of day that is a crock pot day, because I wanted to focus on this all day today. I had to focus on work first, as far as the video work that I had to do some of the, the prep work for uploading my videos and whatnot. But anyway, I thought it was the yarn. It wasn't. This lovely little 100-gram ball, not ball, this 100-gram hank was made. It was made in Turkey. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Okay, so it says spun and hand painted in Turkey for Euro yarns. So let me go back a second or two ago when I said I was going to tell you about when I walked into the shop. Now, this little shop is in a little strip of 4 or 5 different shops on that side, and there's something else on the left side, but I didn't ever go over there. It didn't interest me. I was going for the yarn shop. So it's a smaller shop, but the glorious thing is when you're dealing with yarn, you don't have to have a huge area. You really don't. It is, um, I'm sorry, I could put this down, but I don't want to. For one, it's super, super soft. I've never used hand painted yarn like this. Now, I have used the KC yarn from Joann's, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But it's soft, but I think this might have it beat. But anyway, going back to what I was saying. Um, I walk in the shop, and immediately upon entering, now the shop is probably maybe 25 feet wide. No, I don't even think it's that. Maybe it might be 25 feet wide. Okay. We're just going to go on that assumption. It might be a little less. I don't know. But directly in front of me, there's a table, and then there were some pretty little yarns that I wasn't interested in because it wasn't finger and weight. That's kind of where my mentally I was at. I was wanting fingering weight yarn. But right after that little table, there was a little sitting area that had 4 or 5 ladies sitting there knitting and whatnot. Well, there was one lady that wasn't knitting, and she's the one that greeted me and asked me, did I want to shop or did I want to browse or was I looking for something in particular? And I said, yeah, I want to browse, but hold on. I got a question first. Do you have any hand dyed local yarn? And she said, no. She said, unfortunately, we don't have any right now. It's in the works, but he's not ready yet. And I said, okay. So I said, okay, then I'm going to browse. And I walked over. My eyes immediately went to this wall with this yarn because you could look at it and tell it was fingering weight. So that's immediately where I wanted to go. And now they did have solid hanks. They had solid colors of the fingering weight by the same company. And while they were beautiful, they are, when I'm doing socks, I'm much more interested in self-striping or self-patterning type because I like to use a vanilla pattern and let the yarn do the work most of the time. I do have that Harmony sock pattern that I use for solids, but just to give it some texture. But usually I like the yarn to do the heavy lifting. And I mean, I cannot even imagine how this is going to work up. And I was so excited this morning to go ahead and get this filmed so I could get this caked up. And here it is, probably 1 o'clock, and I haven't even been able to cake it up yet. But I will get there. My dinner is still cooking in that crock pot. It's still storming outside. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna make this a cake today. But anyway, there was about 4 or 5 of these puppies that I was drawn to color wise. It was this one, which I haven't even told you the colorway. This one is Gala Cockatoo. I think I'm saying that right. It's GALAH. But with my southern spin on it, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. That's just the way it sounds to me. It looks like the word gala. So I'm trying that. But I do love all the different colors. I want to, this with this being 100-gram hank, I can probably make 2 pair of socks out of it. I'm gonna work it up and see what it's looking like, but I think I might use a solid heel and toe so that if I do decide to make a second pair, I can have the choice on that one whether I want to do a contrasting or solid heel and toe as well. We'll see. I've used 75-25 blends before, but not from this brand. So we'll have to see. Now, one of the colors, and I used this description earlier, so it's a perfect description. It had this color blue, this white, this white, this pink, and then white. And I was really drawn to it. And I might have to get that next month when I take him back for his next appointment. I don't know. We'll see. There's only so many hours a day that my hands can be busy. And that's 24 of them. That's if I didn't sleep. But I do sleep. So it's not, it's not that big of a deal. So it was this one, that pink and aqua colorway. And then there was a vibrant, bright pink, almost like my nails. Almost like this spot right here. They had one area of the hank that was that solid, beautiful, bright pink, and then they had a little bit lighter, and then they had some of the bright pink speckles on a white base. And my daughter-in-law is blowing up my phone. Sorry. I've been talking on and off with her all day, so I don't think anything's wrong with my grandson. If she texts me again, I'll have to check it just to make sure. But she can send me sometimes 4 texts right in a row, and it not be anything more important than us talking chickens or yarn or gardening. Yeah. Sorry, got sidetracked. Anyway, so the solid, well, not solid, but the beautiful pink, the cockatoo, the pink and the blue, and then they had black with gray and black specks on a white base. Now, all of these colors I wanted to get. I was not going to get them because at $28.50 a hank, I almost said a ball, but at that my math is that's about $150 probably. No, that was only 4, so about $120 maybe. I'm not doing that for the first visit because, for one, I need to test this out. I need to see if I don't see why I would not like it. I really won't. Yes, this is spun and hand painted, and you pay for that. And I don't mind paying for that because it's not a commercialized type that I get from like that KC Joanne from Joann's. Now, when I bought it, I had a fit. That stuff was $9.99 full price. And I didn't have any coupons, but I wanted to try it because it was a beautiful colorway. And that's the one I hand knit my t-shirt with. That I still have to decide how I'm going to handle that. But I do want to see if I can find someone that has done hand dyeing locally, because I would much rather support someone local. But that being said, I had a sticker shock for the $9.99 a hank from Joann's, but I did not bat an eyelash for $28.50 for this. My husband probably did because he was making a joke. He can't. My father-in-law called him and he stepped out of the shop to take the call. And when he come back in, I was paying for this, and he says, "Did you get me 3 hanks?" I was like, "No, I only got 1." He says, "Wait, you came all the way here for 1?" I said, "Yep." I said, but now there's 3 other ones that I do like if you want to get me those. And I wasn't serious because, like I said, I want to give these a shot. But when I got out to the car, I told him how much this was. And he's like, golly. So I already knew I had no problem spending it for this because of the hand quality of the paint, the hand dyeing, the hand painting that they did. Now, I follow a lot of hand dyers or indie dyers. I follow a lot of them on Instagram, um, on Facebook. Now, and one, Chandy from Expressions Fiber Arts, she's close by. And what I mean by that's relative. She's in Charlotte. So on a good traffic day, I can get to Charlotte in about an hour and a half with my lead foot and impatience if I'm driving. Now, on a bad day, bad traffic day, or somebody else driving, it'll probably take about roughly 2 hours to get there. But a few years ago, she was looking to hire some dyers, and I was really interested. And I emailed her and I said, you know, I would love to do this, but I am so far away. If you don't end up finding dyers that, as many dyers as you need, let me know and I'll talk to my husband. But I think that kind of commute would probably put him in shock. But I wouldn't have went every day, of course. I probably would have worked out something with her, and I still may contact her to kind of learn some dyeing techniques. Um, Maybe once or twice a week, or once a week, or something. I don't know. I'm really thinking about reaching out to her again, but only because I love the look of hand dyed yarn. Now, if this other shop opens up in Augusta, I hopefully they'll have some local dyers. I think they will, because in her post, she said that she would be carrying some of their yarns. So, and I can't remember, she said 3 wolf fibers, 3 moon. I'll have to look. Um, but as they get closer to, I will mention them again as I follow them, and they get closer to opening, because I'm totally going to be there to check them out. And because I really liked how at Copious Fibers, the ladies were all sitting around knitting together. And I do enjoy doing that with my daughter-in-law, but we haven't been doing that a whole lot lately. So there might be, maybe once a week, or once every couple weeks, or once a month, I'd like to just go hang out with other fiber artists, whether it's me taking my knitting or my crochet or whatever, just to have that sense of community. Now, I have an online feeling of community, but sometimes nothing beats just the in person, just hanging out. But I'm kind of an over the top talker. Y'all see this. I'm a very social butterfly, right? I love to talk. So I don't know if I would fit in with any of the local situations going on. Now, the one I was telling you about, Sheep to Stitches, they have a couple hours a week that they get together at different locations. So I might try something like that here soon. I just don't know. I I want to. I just don't know if I'll mesh with them. And I guess everybody has that thought before they try something new in a social situation. But anyway, I'll keep y'all updated on that. I'm going to get off here, and I still have probably, I'm thinking it's about 1 o'clock or so. I can't see my phone close enough to see if it's what time it is. But I probably have about 4 more hours on my roast in the crock pot. So that'll give me time to put this on my Swift and cake it up. Uh, and I haven't even got caught up on my YouTube for the day. I mean, the YouTubers that I watch, I have like 3 or 4 more videos that I need to watch. So that might be good. Kind of get caught up on them while I'm casting on a pair of socks for this. I do have something on my needles right now. Um, I'm trying out a new pattern for a cozy or koozie. That's a knit version. But that's more of a pattern design more than an actual project. So I might get a little bit loose with my one whip per task type thing. Like I do one whip of crochet and one whip of knitting. So I might flex that, get a little flexible on that. Anyway, I'm just ready to play with the yarn. Can you tell? So I'm going to let y'all get off here. I'm hoping that the storm just kind of moves on out. I don't feel bad about playing with yarn today, especially as nasty as it is out there. So I'm going to go get started on that. I hope y'all's day is going great and you enjoy the rest of what day you have, whether if you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Enjoy it. I'll see y'all later. Bye.